Crystal Clear 101. Welcome back to the channel. We have a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles toy review today. And today I'll be taking a look at Muckman. This figure was released in early 2017. He is a general release, and his original suggested retail is about $8.99. Now, before I go any further, let's take a quick look at his packaging. And now let's take a look at Muckman's packaging. First off, along the top, we have the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles logo and a shot of all four of our heroes. On the bottom, the name of the character, it says that he's a pile of living garbage. Now, along the reverse side of the packaging, along the top, we have the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles logo again and a brief little story about how the Turtles came to be. Now, in the middle, we have the final card for Muckman. It says he's a pile of living garbage, and his bio, which reads, Muckman is a friend of the Turtles. He was once a sewer worker turned garbage man named Garrison Grunge, until he was hit with a cancer of mutagen and became a mutant pile of living garbage. He may look scary, but he is on Team Green. It says his weapons are toxic vomit and trash. Team Turtles. Speaking of the Team Turtles, here are some other figures that are available for both sides. And with that being shown, let's go from the packaging and straight to the figure itself. And with that being shown, let's go ahead and get a 360 review on this guy right here. Now, I haven't watched a whole lot of the Nickelodeon Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles series, but I have watched a few episodes, and the few episodes I have watched, I actually really enjoy. I actually really do enjoy the few episodes I have watched. And I will go ahead and say what I do know. I do know Muckman here, the original. Before his original character got mutated, he was originally in one episode approximately 2 years ago. And needless to say, this was one character that fans have been wanting to get since he made his debut in the show. Well, for one reason or another, there were various delays, and it wasn't until earlier this year that Muckman finally got released. And what you see is what you get. It's basically just the figure itself, which I'm not going to complain. I actually really do like this figure. Just from pictures I have seen of the original prototype, he is missing one thing. I'll try and provide a picture right over here. But he is missing his signature manhole cover that goes on his left foot here. Now, it's not noticeable on this figure. Matter of fact, it looks like he almost stands naturally without it. However, if you notice his foot is offset right here, if I press down where his foot's even, you see his entire left foot is evenly distributed across the table right here. It is none of it is touching. Matter of fact, it is just thick enough for a manhole cover to go right there. And upon learning that, it is a little disappointing, but I'm not going to care because this character finally got released. Needless to say, fans got happy, and I will say this much: if I had any gripes, it's the fact he has very limited articulation. I mean, it consists of a swivel head, swivel hinge shoulders, and hips. That is it. However, what they do make it up is in the sheer attention to detail in just the body sculpt. Matter of fact, I am going to pause the video real quick. Snap a few pictures. Let's see how many details we can find in just his body alone. can see, that is a lot, I mean a lot of attention in a little 5-inch body that they managed to work into this sculpt. I don't remember how many little details they worked into it. I'll probably put a number somewhere in the screen. But they put a ton of detail into this guy. And what really helps it is his main body is a green color, and they use this light yellow detailing all over this light brush stroke of yellow. It's light yellow all over his main body. That really helps to bring out the detail in this guy. Obviously, this portion back here didn't get any paint. Same for the bottom parts of the legs. But I mean, just all these little details just make him such a fun character. And one thing I will go ahead and point out is that his head does remind me of Totsi from Toxic Avengers. I mean, it really makes me think of Totsi. And if I remember, I believe this is actually supposed to be Joe Eyeball. That's right here in the left side of his head. So, a nice little throwback to the original Joe Eyeball that was with the original Ninja Turtles character. Speaking of which, if I had any real complaints I have about this figure, there is one I do honestly have. Is that because this figure was released at the basically at the tail end of the Nickelodeon Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles toy line, there weren't a whole lot of this figure that got released. So he's actually kind of a really hard to find figure. I mean, really hard. Matter of fact, he's almost somewhat of a chase figure. He's that hard to find. But very cool figure. Is a great update to the original that came out in 1988, 1989. I can't remember what year it was that the original came out. But the original's gimmick was his backpack. You could open it up, pour ooze, and ooze would come out through his stomach. That was the original purpose of the original Muckman figure. And for what it was kind of cool. The great thing about this one is that even if you're only familiar with the original Ninja Turtles line, if you just, randomly saw this guy laying around, you would instantly recognize who he is supposed to be. He's basically just a great update on the original Muckman. He is that good. I will say this, if you're able to find him at retail, snag him, he's going to be really, really hard to find. Matter of fact, if you can find him without paying an arm and a leg for him, I would highly recommend picking him up. He's really that great of a figure. He's really that good of an addition to any Ninja Turtles collection. So, a definite high recommend for this figure. If you can find him, grab him. He really is that great of a Ninja Turtle figure. But that'll do it. But that is my review on the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Muckman action figure. Be sure to rate, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.